I will tell you a simple and inspiring story. This story about a poor boy who starts with nothing. He does not have money. He does not have a good life. But he has one strong thing, a dream. In this story, you will see his hard times. You will see his struggles. You will see how he studies, works, and never gives up. The sentences are simple. The words are easy. So, you can relax and enjoy listening. If you are learning English, this story will help you practice. If you feel tired or lost, this story will give you hope. Now, take a deep breath, sit comfortably, and let's begin the story.
My name is Leo. I was born in a small village. The village was quiet and simple. There were no tall buildings. There were no big shops. There were only small houses and kind people. My family was poor. We did not have much money. My father was a farmer. My mother sold vegetables in the market. Every morning, I woke up at 5 a.m. I helped my father in the field. We worked under the hot sun. Sometimes it was very hard. But my father always smiled. He said, "Hard work makes you strong." I did not understand his words when I was young, but I remembered them. When I was 10 years old, I saw a teacher from the city. He came to our village school. He wore clean clothes. He spoke clearly. Everyone listened to him. I watched him carefully. I felt something in my heart. I wanted to become like him. That night, I told my mother, "I want to study hard. I want to become a teacher." My mother looked surprised. Then she smiled. She touched my head and said, "If you want it, work for it." From that day, I studied seriously. I read every book in our small school. Sometimes I read old newspapers. Sometimes I borrowed books from others. I did not have a desk. I studied on the floor. I did not have a lamp. I used a small candle at night. The candlelight was weak, but my dream was strong. When I was 15, my father became sick. He could not work in the field. Our family had no money. My mother worked harder. I wanted to leave school and work. One evening, I told my father, "I will stop school. I will find a job." My father sat up slowly. He looked at me seriously. "No," he said. "You will continue school." "But we need money," I said. He held my hand. Money is important, but education is more important. His hands were rough from years of work, but they were warm. I cried that night. I did not want to see my parents suffer, but I also did not want to give up my dream. The next day, I made a decision. I would study and work at the same time. After school, I worked at a small tea shop. I washed cups. I cleaned tables. I carried water. The work was not easy. Sometimes customers were rude. Sometimes I felt very tired. But every night, I still opened my books. My eyes were heavy. My body was tired. But my mind said, "Just one more page." Day after day, I lived like that. Some of my friends laughed at me. They said, "Why do you work so hard? Life is simple. Just relax." But I did not listen. I knew what I wanted. At the end of high school, there was a big national exam. It was very important. If I passed, I could go to university. I was nervous, but I was also ready. On the day of the exam, I woke up early. My mother prepared simple food. My father smiled at me. He said, Believe in yourself. When I sat in the exam room, my hands were cold. My heart was beating fast. I closed my eyes for a moment. I took a deep breath. Then I started writing. The questions were difficult, but I stayed calm. I remembered my long nights. I remembered the candlelight. After Leo became a teacher, life was not always easy. The school building was old. Some windows were broken. When it rained, water came inside. There were not enough books. Some students shared one book. Some students had no shoes. Leo felt sad when he saw this. One day, a small boy came to him. "Teacher," the boy said, "I want to study, but my father wants me to work." Leo was quiet for a moment. He saw himself in that boy. He gently said, "Come to school every morning. After school, you can help your father. Don't give up your education." The boy nodded slowly. That night, Leo could not sleep. He thought about his students. He thought about their problems. Then he had an idea. He decided to start a small evening class. It was free. Students could come and study more. He cleaned the classroom himself. He fixed some broken chairs. He used his own money to buy notebooks. At first, only 5 students came. They were shy. They were quiet. But Leo taught them with passion. He explained slowly. He used simple words. He encouraged them every day. Soon more students joined. Months passed. The students improved. They read better. They spoke more confidently. Parents began to notice. One mother said, "My daughter now reads books at home. She teaches her younger brother." Leo smiled. One father said, "My son wakes up early. He says he wants to be like you." Leo felt warm inside. One afternoon, a man in a suit came to the village. He was from the education office. He visited Leo's class. He watched quietly at the back. Leo did not know who he was. He just continued teaching. After the class, the man walked to Leo. "You are doing good work," he said. "Your students are improving fast." Leo was surprised. A few weeks later, the school received new books. New desks arrived. The building was repaired. Leo's hard work was noticed. Years passed again. Some of Leo's students went to university. Some became nurses. Some became engineers. One became a teacher too. One day, that small boy who once wanted to quit school came back to visit. He was wearing a clean shirt. He looked confident. "Teacher," he said with a big smile, "I passed my university exam." Leo's eyes became wet. He remembered the candlelight. He remembered his father's rough hands. He remembered his own struggles. Now he understood something very important. When you help others grow, you grow too. Leo started with nothing. No money. No comfort. No special support. But he had 3 things: a dream, hard work, and a heart that did not give up. Life is not always easy. Sometimes it is unfair. Sometimes it is painful. But your starting point does not decide your ending. Your effort does. And that is the story of the boy who started with nothing and built a life full of meaning.